My beloved children, not all who walk beside you were placed there by me. There are those you believe you are supporting, but who in reality become invisible walls that hinder the blessings I am preparing for you. Perhaps you don't yet realize it, but each presence around you fulfills a subtle role. Some serve to uplift you, some to test your inner strength, and others to sharpen the discernment I wish to see flourish within you. Just as in the great field of Kurukshetra, where many fought without understanding the destiny that guided them, not all who seem to be allies are destined to remain. There are people who challenge your patience, others who drain your energy, and some who cloud your vision. Even so, each encounter is part of the work I am weaving within your story. Each difficulty, each conflict, each challenging soul carries a hidden purpose. Always remember, my beloved, that the path of truth does not require you to please everyone, but to remain faithful to what is right, even if it means distancing yourself from those who walk in the opposite direction from your destiny. Protecting your heart, your mission, and the light I placed within you is also an act of obedience. Each step guided by discernment, each gesture of love tempered by wisdom, brings you closer to the blessings that await the right moment to reveal themselves, ready to blossom as soon as you detach yourself from what no longer belongs to your journey. I know what troubles your spirit. I know the doubt that arises when you think, if I distance myself, will I be selfish? Will I be denying compassion? No, my dear. There is an invisible line that separates true help from silent complicity. Compassion does uplift, yes, but when someone chooses to fall repeatedly and you rescue them ceaselessly, the weight of that person becomes chains fastened to your own feet. Allow me to open your eyes to this. There are souls you insist on carrying when, in truth, you should no longer hold their hands, for not every outstretched hand leads to the light. Sometimes, your insistence on saving someone prevents them from learning the lesson that only pain can teach. There are times when the greatest act of love is letting go. Stepping back isn't abandonment, it's allowing the truth to reach them. Think now, is there someone in your life who never changes, no matter how much love, patience, and hope you pour out? If the answer is yes, then it's time to let them face their own reflection. Silence, my son, can be stronger than any sermon. There's no need to prove, argue, beg, or wear yourself out. Your serenity, your firmness, your faith in me, all of this speaks volumes that words cannot reach. Take a deep breath, take a step back, and allow me to act in the spaces where your strength doesn't reach. And then the second type of soul emerges, the manipulative one. Pay attention. These people don't ask for help sincerely. They mold their words to bend your heart. They don't see your love, they only see what they can take from it. At first, they seem fragile, saying they can't go on without you. Moved by compassion, you rush to support them, but soon you realize the pattern. They aren't fragile, they are calculating. They know exactly which string of your heart to pull. They make you feel guilty for saying no, and within you doubt arises. If I refuse, am I being too harsh? But listen, they don't want help, they want control. They don't seek liberation, they seek to keep you captive to continue feeding on your energy, your strength, your light. And the more you give in, the more you feel your spirit draining. In the end, you realize you never truly helped them. You only fed the chains they themselves chose to use. Always remember, love is not submission, kindness is not blindness. Those who truly need your help accept your hand with gratitude. Those who want to manipulate you always demand more, always more, always more. Therefore, my son, stand firm. Speak sweetly, but without allowing them to overstep your boundaries. Say with your soul, this far but no further. Because the moment you stop participating in their game, all the power they had over you disappears. And understand, the sun doesn't dim its light to please those who prefer the shade. You also shouldn't extinguish your essence, so as not to bother those who fear your brilliance. Some complain about the heat, but the sun doesn't stop shining because of that. The river doesn't interrupt its course just because some are afraid to enter its waters. And you, my beloved, should never dim your light because someone tries to twist your kindness for their own benefit. Take a deep breath now and examine your heart. Is there someone in your life who uses fear, guilt, or calculated sweetness to shape your choices? If so, my child, then it's time to break the web that person has woven around you, for I did not create you to be anyone's puppet. I created you to walk freely. Every soul that crosses your path carries a hidden lesson. Irritation, frustration, sadness, all of that they are masters in disguise. Ask yourself, what am I learning about patience, about firmness, about true love? Each challenge carries within it a seed of profound growth. And then comes the third type, those who divide. They don't hurt directly. On the contrary, they arrive with gentle smiles, soft words, gestures that seem full of purity, but within them lies doubt, shadow, and veiled intention. They whisper insecurities, spread fears, sow discord in silence. You may believe they are your allies, that they wish you well, but division is a poison that acts slowly. It grows where we don't see it, breaks bonds, destroys trust, and hides peace. Just as in the court of Heinepper, where subtle murmurs and hidden jealousies created storms that no one foresaw, the destruction came not only from battles, but from the invisible seeds that germinated in the darkness. So too in your life, if you support someone who spreads discord, even without realizing it, you end up becoming part of their chaos. Their weight becomes your weight, their confusion becomes your path. Don't confuse meekness with weakness. Don't believe that your silence or your calm will solve what they don't want to change. Defend your peace. Protect your mind. Sometimes stepping away is the most loving gesture you can make, not for them, but for the purpose I planted in your heart. Ask yourself, who smiles in your face but leaves a trail of tension wherever they go? Who turns brothers into rivals with seemingly innocent words? Retreating is not harshness. It is fidelity to the path I have prepared for you. When you cut the root of division, you open space for harmony to flourish again. Remember, my beloved, you are not abandoning anyone. You are choosing truth over confusion. And then comes the fourth type, those who drain. These are the ones who always arrive with weight, but never with light. You listen, advise, pray, welcome, support, but nothing changes. They don't want transformation, they want consumption. Your heart feels the weariness, doesn't it? This weight isn't yours. Even my son sought silence and retreat to renew his strength. If even he needed rest, why would you be ashamed to protect your energy? Caring for your own soul isn't selfishness, it's sacred. Because when your spirit is exhausted, your vision becomes blurred, your faith is confused, and your purpose loses color. Stop and notice your body, your mind, your breath. Who leaves you exhausted, confused, drained? This is the sign I send for you to take a step back. Giving space isn't abandoning love, it's honoring the mission I placed in you. Sometimes, distance is the only remedy capable of healing both. Helping is only holy when it uplifts both sides. When it steals your peace, it becomes a trap. Let go with love. Protect your spirit. Trust that in the silence you create, grace will flow again. Absence, my son, is also a form of healing. In distance, truth finds space to breathe. And then comes the fifth type, those who try to make you a substitute for God. At first, everything seems innocent. They ask for advice, support, prayer, and you offer your hand with all your love. But little by little, they stop turning to me and begin to rely solely on you. They place their hopes in your words, deposit their strength in your embrace, expect your light when they should seek mine. See the danger, you are not their savior. You were not born to occupy the throne that belongs only to the eternal. When someone places you above the divine, they lose the path to their own awakening. Even my holiest servants faced this. When they tried to elevate them, they cried out, "We are only human. It is the Lord who should be worshipped." They knew the risk. Therefore, I tell you, help, pray, support, but never allow anyone to place you where only I can be. When someone insists on seeking you instead of seeking me, it is time to redirect them to the true source. For that which belongs to me can never rest on the shoulders of a man. And so listen carefully, my children, for I speak now to the depths of your hearts. There are moments in life when the path seems narrow and heavy, not because you have lost your strength, but because certain presences around you drain what is most sacred within your soul. There are those who approach with a tranquil smile, but behind it they carry intentions that divert you from your true greatness. They are voices that confuse, that diminish the brilliance of the spirit, that silently sow doubt and insecurity, as if offering advice, when in truth they only wish to limit your flight. My children, understand that it is not a lack of love to distance yourselves from those who only push you back. It is protection, it is wisdom, it is fidelity to the greater purpose that lives in every thought I place within you. There are enemies who hide under the guise of friendship, who call themselves partners, who show concern, but who vibrate against the light you carry. I see beyond their words, and I want you to learn to see with the eyes of truth, not with the superficial charm that sometimes masks danger. You were not born to walk bound by invisible chains created by people who fear your evolution. You were born to grow, to expand, to forge a destiny that demands courage to choose who deserves to be by your side. Do not allow guilt or attachment to make you tolerate presences that weaken your faith, your strength, and your clarity. I am here to guide you, to whisper to your hearts the courage necessary to distance yourselves from what does not nourish your soul. When you let go of what holds you back, what is true will draw near. When you close cycles with those who do not respect your light, new paths will open more quickly, because the universe responds immediately to the heart that is freed. Distancing yourself is not a sign of hardness, it is a sign of spiritual maturity. And I want to see you mature, firm, awake, prepared for what is already reserved for your lives. Follow my children without fear. I am with you every step of the way, seeing every silent battle, feeling every effort. I know what each of you has faced, and I also know who is delaying your journey. Trust me when I say that part of the victory is learning to choose who deserves to share the path. Leave behind those who only bring disguised darkness, for you were created to live in the light that I have always placed before you. My children, when I speak of distancing yourselves from certain people, I am not speaking of an impulsive rejection, but of an awakening that is born within the heart of those who finally understand their own worth. There are times when life begins to show clear signs that certain presences no longer match the vibration you carry. Just as a tree sheds its leaves to survive a new cycle, you also need to let go of what weighs you down, what hinders your growth, what only exists to confuse and delay the true mission that each of you carries within. Don't be fooled by empty kindness, by words that seem sweet, but have the bitter taste of manipulation. I see when you try to keep someone close who no longer adds to the journey, someone who only absorbs your energy, someone who feeds on your falls to feel bigger. These are enemies hidden in the form of friends, and that's why your hearts feel discomfort, confusion, and weariness when you remain near them. I want you to understand that it's not punishment to recognize that someone no longer deserves to be part of your journey. This is wisdom. It's a maturity that only arises when you begin to look at yourselves with respect. When your spirit evolves, everything around you transforms, and some people can't bear the change. They try to pull you back to the old version of yourselves, the one that accepted little, that was silent, that carried pain alone. But you're no longer like that. You have grown, and the path requires you to believe in this change. You cannot move forward firmly while carrying alongside you those who cannot bear to see your light shine brighter. I know that distancing yourself can hurt, because the heart forms bonds even with that which hurts. But I also know that you cannot remain in the shadows just to avoid bothering others. You need to be loyal to your own soul, and that means having the courage to look truth in the eye and say, "This no longer serves me, this does not elevate me, this does not honor who I am." I will be there, firmly by your side, supporting this decision, filling your spirit with peace so that there is no regret. Liberation always comes with a relief that you will only feel when you finally let go of what the divine has tried to remove from your path countless times. Many of you have insisted on being with people who have repeatedly proven that they do not want to see you succeed. Pay attention to the small signs. When you share a dream and the other person responds with criticism, when you share an achievement and they try to diminish it, when you seek support and receive indifference. All of this is the language of the soul, showing that the presence of that being is not aligned with the good I wish for you. There are people who approach only to drain the strength you have, because they cannot generate their own light. And you, with your generous hearts, keep close those who should have left a long time ago. My children, understand that when I allow certain masks to fall, it is not to hurt you. It's to protect you. It's to open your eyes and show you that there are greater paths waiting. It's to make you realize that the journey loses speed when you insist on carrying dead weight. What I have prepared for each of your lives requires lightness, requires focus, requires clean energy, and this will never flourish while you share your space with people who only wish to control, diminish, or confuse. I want you to walk without fear, with firmness, trusting that everything removed from your path is for your good. And I want you to feel within yourselves the courage that I slowly place in the spirit of each one, like a warrior who rises after a long battle, knowing that he is no longer the same. You can choose who deserves to be by your side. You can choose who strengthens your faith, who supports your strength, who truly celebrates your victories. This is not selfishness, this is protection of the soul. Life transforms when you surround yourselves with people who respect your light, and I am here to guide you to this transformation. Move forward and don't look back with guilt. The past has served its purpose. Each separation opens space for a truer, cleaner presence, more aligned with what I want you to become. Remain steadfast, for I am walking beside you, guiding every choice and illuminating every step, and nothing that is taken away will be a loss, but rather a liberation that prepares the ground for all that is yet to come. Many arrive smiling, speaking sweet words, seemingly offering companionship and support, but deep down they carry a look filled with envy, a restless heart in the face of the brilliance you possess. Their souls cannot bear the vibration you carry, and so they subtly try to delay your journey, weaken your confidence, extinguish the flame that I myself lit within you. I know it hurts to realize that someone who seemed close actually desires your downfall, but I want you to understand that envy is a silent poison that many try to hide. They cannot bear to see the strength you regain each day. They cannot bear to witness the courage that is reborn within your spirit. There are those who, incapable of building their own lives, prefer to destroy those who are growing. They try to sow doubt, create conflicts without reason, nurture lies, and perform small actions that seem simple, but which gradually erode your peace. All of this is a sign that they have not come to add to your lives, but to lead you to ruin. I have been warning you, my children, because I know how open, generous, and willing to trust your hearts are. You welcome people with truth and kindness, and you never imagine that someone would use this to try to hurt you. But there are those who approach only to feed on what you have, your energy, your joy, your hope, your strength. They don't want to walk beside you. They want to be the shadow that hinders your progress, the weight that makes you slow down until you give up on yourselves. And I will not allow that to happen. I want you to learn to look beyond words, beyond appearances, beyond forced smiles. Listen to your intuition, because that is where I whisper my warnings. When something inside you feels heavy around someone, when your soul becomes restless or weary after conversations that should be lighthearted, when your energy drains for no reason, that's a clear sign that that person didn't come from the light. Their presence isn't meant to support you, but to corrode you. Don't ignore these signs, for they are the protection I place within you. Know that distancing yourselves from someone like that isn't weakness, it's strength. It's wisdom. It's respect for your own soul. You weren't born to carry anyone's darkness, nor to allow the envy of others to dictate the rhythm of your life. You were born to evolve, to shine, to find the path I traced with such care. And for that, you need to release from your journey those who only wish to see you stumble. I am by your side in every choice, strengthening your decisions, removing what doesn't serve you, preparing the way so that only the true remains. Don't fear losing those who were never truly with you. What is removed is protection. What is distanced is liberation. And what remains, my children, will always be that which vibrates in the same light that you carry. Envy is one of the most silent poisons that exists, and many who approach you carry this poison hidden in gestures that seem kind. They mingle with you as if seeking friendship, but inside they carry a bitter sadness for not being able to bear seeing the light you carry blossom before them. I see when you open your hearts, when you trust, when you offer support, when you share dreams, and I also perceive when the other person receives all this with a false smile while inside, they are bothered by every step you take towards growth. They can't see your thoughts, but I can. They want to be where you are, but they don't want to walk the path to deserve it. They want your achievements, but they don't want the effort you've given to the universe. And when they realize they can't keep up with your progress, they try to find ways to sabotage, delay, confuse, and hinder you. I notice when certain glances fall upon you like hidden blades, when seemingly innocent words are spoken to discourage you, when someone shows interest only to probe, only to discover your weak points. And you, with your natural purity, often interpret this as concern or friendship, while in reality there is a heart that would like to see you stop, give up, or get lost. There are people who feed on the downfalls of others, people who need to see someone weaken to feel strong. You must not allow these presences to remain by your side.